trying to join, but I don't see the face here yet. I'm not quite sure whether the video is working just yet or not. But let's get this thing crack-a-lacking.
The new Black Wall Street. Do it right, build wealth, live life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the new Black Wall Street. It's on the new Black Wall Street. He's your host.
All right, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is ERGJ, Certified Financial Educator, founder of New Black Wall Street. I want to say thanks so much for tuning in this morning on April 10th, this magnificent Monday. Hopefully you guys are ready to rock out and get your thing going this morning. So we actually, I'm missing something. I'm missing my agenda. We actually do have, one second here. What is going on? What's going on, Myra? Are you here? I don't know whether you're here or not. It doesn't look like you are here. We do have someone trying to join us here this morning. Not quite able to get, there we go. Not able to get here, but we do have our Money and Power talk show this morning. And basically what we're doing, guys, is we're talking about money and power. The two topics I think that we, I've been conditioned not to talk about, that we should talk about more if we want to thrive in this capitalistic society. So we do have money, which is going to be economics. We do have power, which is going to be politics. What I like to call cash flow and cash rules. Everybody put that in the comments below, cash flow and cash rules. So basically what we have is cash flow, which is the flow of money in and out of your life. Money should never really stop. It always should be moving, just like a river or a stream. The problem is with most people is it gets to them and it stops, and then that's where you actually cut off the flow of the money into your life. And I found in my life that the more I move it, the more it comes back to me. So you got cash flow, and then you also have when you think about a river, you also have the banks of the river, which is going to be the regulations of that money itself. That's where you have the cash rules, the money, how it's legislated, how you can actually make it work for you. And so as you learn more about money, and as you learn more about politics, learn more about economics, you learn more about taxes, things like that, then you'll learn how to earn money and also keep money and thrive in this economic capitalistic society that we live in. And so I just want to make you aware, guys, that today's episode is brought to you by Wealth is a Mindset. That is our book of the month for Financial Literacy Month in April. Wealth is a Mindset. So we do have this book by Ms. Shauna Key, a Black author. Wealth is a Mindset shares a collection of relatable financial awareness topics along with tips and tricks to encourage you to think big when it comes to getting big results while building your empire. So if you're interested in building an empire, well, you want to kind of read this book and change the way to think about money so you can change the results that you have in your life. And so just quickly, we got the wealth mindset of the three C's: choices, chances, and changes. Choices, chances, and changes matter. So this is, I guess, challenge yourself. So this is a quick excerpt out of the book. I'm not going to read that today, but hey, you want to go ahead and get this book. You want to text the word wealth. You want to text the word wealth to 678-851-2400. That's 678-851-2400. If you'd like to get that book today, we'll get that thing out to you ASAP Rocky. So wealth is a mindset. Of course, this is April, which is Financial Literacy Month. And we want to change your results by changing the way you think and changing what you read, right? What you put into your membrane that's going to actually change the results in your life. And then also on Tuesday from ERGJ Enterprises and Club Millie, we do have our Adult Vest class, which is how to fix broke. So if you're having a cash flow problem, right, you find yourself with too much month at the end of your money, well, you want to go ahead and sign up and learn how you can fix broke in your life, because too many guys are just flat out broke. Okay, let's just keep it real. I just keep it real. And the way you're going to change that, right, typically what I found is you're broke because you have a lack of understanding or a lack of education. So you need to learn how to earn. Again, you need to learn how to earn. And so you want to go ahead and sign up for that class. Learn how to fix broke in your life. Go ahead and click on that link there, go to our Eventbrite page, and go ahead and sign up for the class. It's going to be Tuesday night. And here's the deal, guys. Too many of us, we just procrastinate. At the end of the day, we say, oh, I want to sign up for it. I'm going to do it later. And guess what? When later comes, later turns into never. And then you find yourself still circulating the same, perpetuating the same cycle because you won't make a change. And here's the deal, guys. If you want things to change for you, if you want your financial life to change, if you want your life to change, you must change. That's right. If you want things to change for you, you must change. You must decide that you want to learn about money. You must decide that you're going to take control of your own life. You must change. If you want things to change for you, you must change. Everybody put in the comments below, I must change. See, I understood that if I want my life to get better, I had to get better. If I want my life to prosper, I had to prosper. So I took control of my own life. and I decided I was never going to be broke another day in my life, and I haven't been since. What are you going to do to change your financial situation? You've got to make a declaration that, hey, this is it. I'm tired of being broke. That's enough for me. I don't live this life long enough. Let's go ahead and go to the wealthy place. Hey, Ms. Myra, we do got Ms. Myra here today with us. Thanks so much for joining us. Ms. Myra's in the building. The debt elimination coach is in the building. How are you?
Great. How's everybody doing this morning?
Oh, we are doing absolutely phenomenal. Now, Ms. Myra, let me bring you on into the picture here. Ms. Myra, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, man? I see you got debt elimination coach. I got to hear about that, man. How are you helping people to eliminate their debt in their life?
Strategies and tools. The first thing that I do with people when they approach me about ideas and eliminating their debt is I try to find out their money story. What got them to where they are. What habits that they have, what guilty pleasures that they have, and we have to sit down and just as you said, they have to be willing to make a mindset shift, because they can save a little bit of money now, but in 90 days, if they haven't changed their mindset about not being broke, they're going to go out and they're going to take that money and they may end up spending it on something once again that they don't need. So first, getting them to realize that there is an issue, and sitting down and holding them responsible for their spending habits and identifying areas that they can decrease their spending. And then I have specialized tools that they can also use in order to increase their debt, especially revolving debt. That's a big thing that I like to work with my clients about and make them realize that that credit card debt, that high interest debt, that is a pocketbook killer, and you must pay down that debt. If you are using credit cards, you need to be paying the balance off each month. But any time that you are walking around with a balance on a high interest credit card, you just giving your money away every month.
Hey, so Ms. Myra, you just skipped over that fantastic word. I just heard a chant. So everybody put in the comments, little pocketbook killer. See, she just gonna skip over that, like she didn't just say that. She said that those high interest credit cards are pocketbook killer. Hey, Ms. Myra, you need to make sure you coin that, okay? Pocketbook killer. How many of you guys got some pocketbook killers in your life? You see what I'm saying? You got too many pocketbook killers in your life. And so what we're trying to do is try to help you to fix broke, right? So we understand that we made some bad decisions. I mean, we've all paid stupid tax in our life, okay? But it's no reason to continue to pay stupid tax once we become educated and aware of how we can actually change the results in our life. And so we want to kill those pocketbook killers. We want to get them out of our life, and then we want to go to the wealthy place, the land flowing with milk and honey. Now, Ms. Myra focuses on eliminating debt. And you know, your boy, you know what I focus on. I'm the money solutions guy. I focus on helping you to increase your income. So either way, we're going to take out your expenses, and we're going to increase your increase, right? You're going to increase your income, and that's how you get your cash flow, right? That's how you get to a positive place with your cash flow. Well, today I want to go ahead and just say hello to everyone that's here with us, joining us. Of course, we want to say hello to everybody that's in the New Black Wall Street Club, Millie, over in the Financially Focused group, over in Black Wall Street Investors, over in Ninja Trading and Black Enterprise. If you want to join our show live with us, well, obviously we're live now, but if you want to interact with us, you want to come over to ERGJ Enterprises. That's ERGJ Enterprise. That way you can actually interact with us live, or you can actually join the show. We got one seat open. We got a place open in the lobby. So if you'd like to join the show live today, you can do that. Just come on over to our Facebook group, ERGJ Enterprises, and you can join the show, interact with us. You can come on the show, tell us about you. Because, hey, guys, it's not a me show. No. This is a we show. Everybody put in their comments below, a we show. This is a we show. So it's not about us. It's about all of us, right? So we're going to practice that together. So, hey, Crystal, thanks so much for joining. Hey, Wendy B in the building, the new, what is that, fiance? You're not, yeah, you are a fiance, right? With the woman on that just got engaged, the person that just got engaged, I think that's fiance. Anyway, new fiance in the building, Cookie Price in the building. Hey, so much, AV Knows, thanks so much for joining. And whoever else may be here, thanks so much for joining. Natasha, Erica Padmore's in the building. Thanks so much for joining. Says that I must change. Grand Rising, everyone. It is beautiful. That's right. So what we're going to do today, we're going to be taking a look at the market recap, what happened in the market on Friday. We're also going to catch up on the pre-market info that we need to know heading in today, and then any other news that we can use as we begin our magnificent Monday. So let's start with our market recap, guys. Take a look at what happened recently here. So, All right, so I'm gonna have to read that. What is that talking about? All right, so we got the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Everything pretty much was flat on Friday. The Dow was down 6 points, not real big significant. Nasdaq was down 1 point. The S&P 500 down 1 point, so nothing significant. Under Armour was down 3% on Friday. They're continuing to have a tough time. Under Armour, I don't know if they're going to be able to compete with Nike. We'll see. What's going on? Fitbit is continuing to have a big problem. I think we talked about that on Friday as well. They're down to $5.50 per share. I think it's just too much competition in this digital wearable health fitness space that Fitbit is in. Just too much competition, and they're having a tough time trying to make their investors happy. You got Southwest Airlines was up 2%. Walmart was up 2%, now trading at $72.90 a share. And GM, General Motors, was down 1%. It's now trading at $33.70 per share. So the reason why I like to share that with you guys, because many of us, we just believe that investing is expensive. We also believe that investing is risky. And Myra, I'd like to bring you in on this. Can you talk to us a little bit about your thoughts on investing in the stock market, or maybe what your thoughts used to be, which now you may have changed? Do you still think that investing is, do you think it's riskier to invest, or it's riskier not to invest?
It's riskier not to invest in the past. It's something that I shied away from because I didn't know the process, but now I'm fully understanding the rule of 72 and compound interest. Not to invest in the stock market is not to prepare for your future or your children's future. It is an absolute must. There is a reason why the wealthy have their money in the stock market. And if you want to become one of them, you have to follow in their footsteps. So if you don't have some money in the stock market, you're losing. You're losing out big.
Fantastic, man. So let's get here. Let's take a look at some other things we need to know. Let's take a look at our key indicators as it relates to today. That's going to be oil's trading at $52.56 per barrel. Gold is trading at $12.5430 per ounce. Hey, Myra, can you take a look at Bitcoin for me? I'm supposed to be doing. I forgot to add that. Silver is trading at $17.89 per ounce. Where am I supposed to go for Bitcoin? We supposed to be add Bitcoin. I forgot. See if we can add Bitcoin. I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go. Do you have a link to let us know where Bitcoin is trading at?
I don't have my phone in front of me. I have that app downloaded to my phone, the cryptocurrency app.
Oh, cryptocurrency. That's all I need to know. CoinMarketCap.com. All right, CoinMarketCap.com. Let me put this in the comments for people to know where they can follow Bitcoin, because I'm just not getting into this, guys. I'm not gonna lie. So if you like to follow Bitcoin, you can just, hey, what's going on, Marvis? How are you? Here's a website you can go to at CoinMarketCap.com, and this is going to be your cryptocurrency market capitalization. So Bitcoin is currently trading at 11.8. Oh, it went down. Oh, that's good. I like when stuff go down because I can buy it at a cheaper price. But anyway, it's down to $11.89, $1,189 per coin. I guess that's how that works. Per bit. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm still learning this Bitcoin stuff, guys. So we got any other Bitcoin, gurus or whatever? I'd love to have you to chat with us. But basically, when we compare that, we say gold at $12.54, Bitcoin in this short amount of time is now at $11.89. And so the thought that you have to think, I think, is where are we going, right? Myra, I got to ask you this: where when you project out our currencies, maybe in the next 10 years, do you think we're going to be? I just think we're going to be going more to a cashless society. What are your thoughts?
I think so too. I think the writing is on the wall with the Bitcoin ATMs. The last time I was in Atlanta, about a month ago, I saw one in the gas station, and it took me aback. I was really surprised. And so they are popping up everywhere. So if there is a market for an overseas manufacturer to be sending Bitcoin ATMs to the United States and putting them in stores, there's definitely, there people are using them. At this point, a lot of people that are using them are foreigners that are coming here. Bitcoin is really, really big in the continent. A lot of people there use Bitcoin for transactions. So it's here. It's not going anywhere. how it's going to play out and how stores here are going to start integrating it into transactions. It's going to be interesting to see.
Now, Mara, I'm glad that you said that, man, because what I for everybody in the comments below, yeah, we're waiting on you, Miss Erica, to come on join Club Millie by the end of this week. Membership dues are going up, so I don't know what you're waiting on, but you know, as soon as you jump on in, the water is just fine. Now, I want to talk about this for just a little bit because I understand, and what I noticed is that as African Americans, we typically are the last to get in to any particular position, whether it's you know, jumping into the stock market. We're the last to figure that out. Real estate, we're the last to do that. Even multi-level marketing, we'd be the last to get into that, right? And so we always find ourselves trailing instead of being ahead. In other words, we're more reactive than proactive. So for those that are in the comments or watching, I want you to kind of share your thoughts on Bitcoin, what you have noticed, because here's what I noticed. Here's how I compare it, what I compare it to. I compare it to a lot of things, but number one, I compare it to the electronic car, right? Or the whatever, right? And you started seeing all these stations pop up where you can actually go and charge your car up, right? So that's telling you that this is what's coming down the pike, right? And then obviously now we're moving into you know, driverless cars. That's coming down the pike. So I think we can all notice trends, but the question is, are we noticing and capitalizing on the trends that we see? What's some other trends that we see? We see that retail, brick and mortar is dying, while e-commerce is living. So if you were talking about doing a store, how in the world could you be thinking about doing a brick and mortar store? That's old thinking. Like, no problem with doing that, but you gotta incorporate e-commerce into your store. And then also when I think about Bitcoin, you mentioned the machines popping up. So I'm thinking to myself, this is nothing more than like electronic vending. Like, you know, machine gonna pay for itself. So I need to be trying to get me a machine and put this thing in some store somewhere. So I'm just trying to share some of the things that I'm thinking. I don't know what you guys are thinking, but my God, we are seeing a trend happen. And the question is, are we going to use our imagination to see how we can be a part of the trend instead of just contributing to the trend? Let me say that again. How can we be a part of the trend? In other words, how can we profit from the trend that we see taking place right in front of our eyes? Or are we just going to sit and watch everybody else get rich and we be the consumer how we have always been? Mara, your thoughts?
We've got to, it's not going anywhere. We have to find a way to capitalize on it. So our Black-owned businesses, we need to support them in getting those ATMs into their stores and being the front leader in finding out how they can start using Bitcoin for transactions, hand-to-hand transactions. Now, of course, it's going to have a lot to do with demographics and where you're located at right now. I think in, you know, places like the Bible Belt, other than Atlanta, it's going to take a little while for that type of currency to take hold. But in other more urbanized places, it's already there. So I need to find out how they can capitalize on it, how they can start using it for transactions to drive traffic into their stores.
Man, so I'm thinking right now, I'm just imagining, right? So you mentioned that, right? So I'm thinking of the, you know, 5 cities, right? We're talking about Atlanta, Chicago, New York, somewhere in Texas. I don't know whether it's Dallas or Houston, LA, you know, some places that, you know, have some predominantly, you know, Black areas. And I'm thinking to myself, man, what's going to be the first Black community, right, to get a Bitcoin, whatever, ATM, I don't know, a place to transact business, man, because that could be a game winner for that store. And whether it's a store, whether it's a grocery store, whether it's a gas station, whether it's a barber shop, anybody, a beauty supply store, anybody, you know what I'm saying? No, I don't care where it is. Because what happens is once you get on the map and people know, hey, here's where I got to go to make this change or this transaction to get my Bitcoin, now they are in your store. And when they get in your store, oh my God, sales time is up. It's time to do some sales. You better have something at the front door. Hey, here's what you can get for $9.99. You know what I'm saying? You better put your marketing on as soon as you get them in the door. So that's just an automatic move of people coming to your store, Black or white or Chinese or Mexican. It doesn't matter because they're coming to get a transaction taking place in their area, right? Because nobody want to drive 30, 45 minutes away if you right there in their community. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm seeing opportunity. So everybody put in the comments a little opportunity. I see a huge opportunity for those who are able to see it and those who are able to seize it into their business structure, their business strategy, their business plan, because it is here, guys, and it's just a matter of what we're going to do with it. So let's get right back into our market recap, man. I don't know, we just go where we got to go. And so as far as your emotion in the market right now, guys, again, the two emotions that drive the market are fear and greed. Warren Buffett says this: to be fearful when other people are greedy, and to be greedy when other people are fearful. And right now we're sitting at a 40 level, which is right around low fear. Not extreme fear just yet, but a little low fear. So we might see a little bit more selling in the market. But this is a great time to start looking at adding new positions, quite honestly. This is where you want to start. This is where your watch list should be getting hot. You're like, oh, man, I'm starting to see some stuff drop. I'm starting to see stuff go on sale. It's a little bit less expensive than it was 2 days ago. Maybe this is a good time for you to go ahead and make that new acquire that new position that you've been looking at, just depending on where it is. Now, what's been hot over the past 3 months as far as sectors are concerned? What's been hot? Again, leading that is going to be electronic technology, sitting at about 12%. Everything else is dropped. So we had consumer durables and technology services right around 8%. So those things have dropped over the past couple of days. Electronic technology has still been on fire. Now, what's not been hot? What's not been hot? This is where I like to stay. I like to stay in the not hot section because I'm the type of Warren Buffett investor likes to buy low and sell high. Well, energy minerals are still sitting very low. Energy minerals is where I'm going to be hanging out for a while, and that's going to be where your energy companies, your oil companies are. It's been down 7% over the past 3 months, and communications has been down. That's going to be your cell phone companies, your wireless companies, your internet providers. That's been down 3% over the past 3 months. Now, Amara, where do you like to hang out? Do you like to hang out where it's hot, where it's not hot? Do you have some things that you've been kind of looking at over the past few months that's been interesting to you as far as the market is concerned?
Yeah, I've been looking at communications. I've also been looking at different franchise restaurants. I'm going to tell you a restaurant that, well, a small franchise that I've had on my watch list, and that is Wingstop. And the reason being is I see a lot, Rick Ross, he really, when he got into the Wingstop market, he changed the face of it a little bit, and I see a lot more of those stores popping up, and he really, I think, made it popular for younger people to get involved into franchising stores, and so he's really made that chain more desirable, and I also eat there, so I like the food. That is definitely one place that I've been it's been on my watch list. Panera Bread was on my watch list, and as we all know, Panera Bread is now about to be bought out, and that parent company is going to pay out $315 a share to all stockholders. So if you had some Panera Bread, you would be looking pretty good right now to get $315 a share. So that's one area that I've actually been looking at because people are always going to eat.
People are you're gonna always eat, man. That's one thing that's gonna happen. That ain't gonna stop. People eating is not gonna stop. All right, so that's our market recap. Just what happened on Friday. Let's take a look at some things that you need to know as heading to Monday. I hate these pop-ups. This wonderful day here. So pre-market info that you need to know. Is that what I got up? Yeah, pre-market info that you need to know as we head into Monday. Trump administration has agreed to hold high-level trade negotiation with Beijing over the next 100 days. Again, high-level, I don't know what that means. What is high-level for Trump? Anyway, high-level trade negotiation with Beijing, which is China. So again, we're starting to see these this formation of power, right? Trump hates Mexico, right? But it seems like he loves China. We're still trying to figure out, do you love Russia or does Russia hate you? I'm still trying to figure that out. But nonetheless, that's a major takeaway from President Trump's first meeting with the Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping, held late last week at Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. Investors have been closely watching meetings for signs of disagreements over trade. The talks, which are overshadowed by Trump's launch of a strike against Syrian government. You see that, right? That's called distraction. I want y'all to just read what I just want you guys to evaluate what just was said. So the talks, which were overshadowed by Trump's launch of a strike against Syrian government target, did not yield any concrete accomplishments beyond pledges of increased cooperation, new frameworks for dialogue. Here's what happens. I try to help people understand. You don't want to follow the news. You want to interpret the news. Everybody put in the comments below, interpret the news. And so everyone's talking about the strike against the Syrian government. But then you got to ask yourself, while everyone is talking about this, what are they not talking about? While everyone's talking about the attack on Syria, what are they not talking about? This is how they slide things all up under and through stuff that we can't pay any attention to because we're paying attention to the charade. We're paying attention to the show, right? So while they're talking about the attack or the strike against Syria, you got to ask yourself, what are they not talking about? It's a big game, guys. You're going to have to learn the game in order to play the game and win the game. Barclays said Monday that CEO Jess Staley is under investigation by the Financial Conduct Authority and the Bank of England's Prudential Regulation Authority as he tried to identify a whistleblower late. Let me just do this real quick. Barclays shares opened 1% lower in London, but recovered some losses in morning trading. Russia markets tanked again Monday. This is good. This is some good information for you guys that might be Forex. Russian markets tanked again Monday after U.S. military action in Syria late last week dashed hopes for a better relationship between Washington and Moscow. So I got to ask you guys in the comments when I ask you this in just a second, Ms. Meyer, what are your thoughts between Russia and United States? But the Mid-Sex benchmark Moscow index was down 1.8% Monday morning, while the ruble, which is their currency, was down 0.2% against the dollar. Russia has denounced the strike on the Syrian government on a Syrian government target. It now looks unlikely that the U.S. would be willing to remove its sanctions on Russia anytime soon. Man, so Myra, let me bring you in on this. What are your thoughts on the relationship between United States and Russia? And then also, man, I don't know if you might want to explain, or maybe they don't understand what a sanction is, but how important, what type of what does this really mean, right? When we start talking about sanctions on Russia or not lifting sanctions on Russia as it relates to trade is concerned. Oh, you are muted. Or no, well, you're not muted, but no voices, no, your mic just went out. Oh, go ahead. That was me. Go ahead.
I think behind closed doors, the relationship between Russia and United States is fine. I think the news is portraying a much different story, but I think that Donald Trump and Russia, I think they have some type of agreement. I think that agreement was in place before he was even elected. So we've got to follow the money trail because it's always about money. And I would suspect that it's also going to have something to do with some type of armed dealings now that he sent over missiles into Syria. So the sanctions, and that's another thing that you have to interpret about the news, because for decades we had sanctions against Cuba, but the United States was always still writing Cuba a check as well. So you got to follow the money. So right now it's not prevalent as to what is really going on between our government and Russia, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens and what side of the coin, no pun intended, Russia ends up being on. Syria comes. In my opinion, I think that the agreement was that Syria needed to be attacked, and so we're gonna have to follow the money and find out who's going to make some money off of what just happened. There's some things that I've been noticing that have been really interesting to me. Especially when we look here in the United States at the, and this may be going a little off topic, but I think it all comes into play is the housing market. A lot of people have become very comfortable with the housing market right now. I know where I live at, I've seen houses pop up all over the place. But what I also know is that the credit unions a couple of months ago decided to remove tax liens and judgments off of people's credit reports. So what that tells me is that now you're going to have people with inflated credit scores that are going to go out and purchase all these things and purchase homes. So what's going to happen in the next 24 to 36 months? Are we going to, and now that we are having an impending war, is just that big collapse as we were a few years ago. So it got to follow the money. We got to find the money trail, find out what's really going on.
My goodness. So we were talking about possible, and I'm with you on that. You said possible arms deal, and obviously Russia is still, oil rich as well. And then you start talking about looking at it, really interpreting what's going on here, man, with this whole, okay, we're gonna help you guys out so you guys go further into debt. And then let's just keep it real. We're gonna help you out, people, because we need you to go further into debt because we need to be able to finance this war. Right? You guys gotta understand. We're gonna help you out, get you, you know what I'm saying, so that you can go back into debt. We need you to be in debt so we can finance this war. This is how this thing is just all convoluted and works. But most people just don't see it. So I'm glad that we're here to help enlighten the people. That's why we're here, man. So just kind of look at this pre-market stuff again. We got the Federal Reserve Chair Janet Yellen. She always yelling. Is expected to deliver a speech at 4 p.m. Isn't that an interesting name? Janet Yellen is delivering a speech at 4 p.m. That's going to be your Federal Reserve Chair. And then we got a couple movers. BHP Billiton rallied nearly 6% in London after activist investor Elliott Management urged the mining firm to spin off its U.S. petroleum business. Investors are hoping the hedge fund will force the company to make key reforms. So that's kind of the news that you need to, that's the pre-market info that you need to know. Now let's take a look at some of the news that you need to that you can use as we head into Monday. Have you guys heard of Hyperloop? Hyperloop. Go ahead and put that in the comments below. Hyperloop. Somebody sent this information to me the other day. Now we got a new article on it. It's a Hyperloop, Transportation Nirvana or a Pipe Dream. So let me tell you guys about what Hyperloop is. HYPRLLOP. So Hyperloop is oh my goodness, Louis. How do I stop this stuff? Why does stuff just keep on doing this? Stop. Good God. All right, 1 second, guys. All right, thank you. Hyperloop. Hyperloop could a steel tube in Nevada desert foretell the future of United States transportation. So Hyperloop 1, which recently completed a Hyperloop test track outside of Las Vegas, portrays itself as the next great thing in American transportation. All right, so put in the comments below transportation. So Los Angeles-based Hyperloop 1 visited Washington on Thursday, making a case for its technology as a way to better connect a growing nation. Hyperloop 1 executives described how Americans could get from city to city in minutes. City to city in minutes, as if distant regions were on the same subway network. But today, the Hyperloop remains a young, unproven project that is full of questions. So Hyperloop officials appeared to the court, the Trump administration, in their remarks, well aware of the president's plans for revitalizing U.S. infrastructure. So it's some new type of form of transportation. So let me try to figure out what this is. We're creating blue-collar jobs and white-collar jobs with an all-American solution that is being designed here and built, and it can be built here. Hyperloop 1, Rob Lloyd said. It's overdue for us to find a new transportation network that's going to be disruptive as the car was. So Lloyd highlighted several potential routes, starting with one in Rust Belt, which would connect Pittsburgh and Columbus, Ohio. He estimated the Hyperloop would cost 2/3 the price of high-speed rail and be up to 3 times faster. I'll repeat that again. He estimated the Hyperloop would cost 2/3 the price of high-speed rail and be up to 3 times faster. So we're talking about replacing trains. That's what it sounds like. So yet so far the company has built only built a 500-meter track. It's performed a propulsion test in which its vessels went 116 miles per hour. To whisk Americans from city to city in minutes, the Hyperloop will have to perform at speeds over 600 miles. I don't know if I could be in something that's going 600 miles per hour. I mean, my goodness. Hyperloop technology functions somewhat like the pneumatic tubes that bank tellers have used to send checks and cash to customers through the drive-thru. Hyperloop passengers will sit in a pod that races through a vacuum tube. Maintaining a vacuum in the tube is the toughest challenge, according to Mr. Singh, a Carnegie Mellon professor, who advises students working on the Hyperloop project. If air leaks during travel or when people board the Hyperloop, the pods won't be able to travel at top speed. The Hyperloop will need to accelerate and slow down gently so that the gravitational forces don't leave passengers feeling ill. Turns could also be problematic. Unless the Hyperloop travels on a straight line, passengers risk feeling uncomfortable gravitational forces. Hyperloop 1 will need to demonstrate that the technology is sufficiently safe. So this is like some Elon Musk stuff.
It is.
I mean, Mike, what are your thoughts on Hyperloop? I mean, my goodness, 600 miles per hour.
I read about Hyperloop a while back, and it is one of Elon Musk's brainchild. And what's most interesting, though, I remember reading about it, and he has actually visited Moscow because Russia, this is something that Putin also wants. And Elon Musk has worked with the Russian government. They have worked back and forth on this technology to help each other out. So there has been contact there. So that's just another connection to Russia that has been going on. So once again, we got to follow the money and see exactly, because there are definitely some backdoor things that are going on that the media is not going to talk about. But I specifically remember Elon Musk, he and Putin is also interested in this technology and bringing something like this to that country as well. So that's just another connection with the upper echelon of wealth in this country and Russia also.
Man, my goodness, 600 miles per hour. Can you imagine? Now it says here that Elon Musk, he initially unveiled the concept in August 2013. He never planned to build the project himself, but SpaceX has hosted competitions to encourage Hyperloop development. So he's got something to do with this. It's probably one of his child companies that he doesn't have connections to, but he got connections to. That's probably what's going on there, man. And another piece of news that you can use as well, New York just okayed tuition-free college for middle class. New York just okayed tuition-free college for the middle class. So New York just became the first state in the nation to make tuition free for middle-class students at both 2- and 4-year public colleges. Governor Andrew Cuomo introduced the tuition-free plan in January. Lawmakers agreed to include it in the state budget, which was approved by Assembly on Saturday and by Senate late Sunday night. The governor is expected to sign the budget bills. Tuition will be free for residents who earn up to a specific income cap, which will be phased in over the first 3 years. Starting this fall, undergraduate students who attend a state university of New York or City University of New York school will be eligible for the Excelsior Scholarship if their families earn no more than $100,000 a year. The income cap will lift to $110,000 next year and will reach $125,000 in 2019. Those eligible will pay nothing for tuition, which costs about $6,500 annually at 4-year schools, and that's not much at all, and about $4,300 a year at community colleges. But they will still be on the hook for the cost of fees of room and board if they live on campus. Those expenses can add up to $14,000 a year. So the school itself, tuition is not really that expensive, but living is still expensive. So here's some other things about it. Students must take 30 credits a year to receive the scholarship. Some lawmakers have spoken out against this requirement because it excludes students who enroll part-time. In the final proposal, Cuomo said the credit requirement is flexible so that any student facing hardship will be able to pause and restart the program or take fewer credits one semester than another. After they graduate, students who receive the scholarship must live and work in New York for the same number of years they receive funding. If they leave the state, their scholarship will be converted into a loan. This requirement was not included in the government's initial plan, or the governor's initial plan. Today, college is what high school was. It should always be an option, even if you can't afford it, said Cuomo. So his office has estimated the scholarship will cost $163 million the first year, but some lawmakers say that's lowballing it. An estimated 200,000 students will be eligible once the program is fully implemented. All right, so what are your thoughts here on this free tuition in New York? And do you think that this is something that we'll see more of because we see once something happens, we start seeing other states follow. And we do you think we're going to have more states offering free tuition with some restrictions across the United States?
Well, New York is the first with the 4-year colleges offering free tuition. Now, you'll have about 12 states that are currently offer free tuition at all of the state community colleges. And so what I've known personally about a couple of those states, they have the same objective. They want students to stay in the state for school, and they also want students to stay in the state when they finish school to pursue their career ambitions. The programs in other states, especially in California, it has helped enrollment. You have a lot of students that are going to college that would not go because of the free tuition. There are always caveats in those programs. So it's going to be interesting to see whether or not the state of New York is able to, if their end game ends up working and they're actually able to retain, well, most importantly, are these students actually going to matriculate through and graduate? Because there are so many outside factors to why students start school and don't finish school. And so even free tuition, if those outside factors aren't taken into account, it does not mean that they're actually going to graduate. So it'll be interesting to see the data in 4 to 5 years to see whether or not these students actually graduate.
Now, I'd like to know from those that are watching right now, man, what are your thoughts? I got a lot of thoughts that just came to my head about this free tuition. I mean, whenever I hear the word free, I take a pause, right? Because I think that I always think about the reasons why they would do this. Now, the first thing I thought about, and you guys share with me your thoughts on this whole free tuition thing, was that there must be more people moving to entrepreneurship if they're going to start offering free tuition to go to school. There must be people that say, we're done with all of this stuff. We're done with this old way of thinking, this old way of living. We're going to go do our own thing, create our own stuff, find our own way to make money without being up under this system. So that's the first thing that came to me. And they offering free tuition. What are they trying to combat? Now, I know it's under the mask of educating the people, but the reality is they were really serious or really concerned about educating the people. They would pay the teachers more. Okay, they're not really paying the teachers more. We're gonna pay athletes all this money, but we won't pay teachers that much money. So there's really no value, as we say, in education. So why on earth would they be using taxpayers' money to provide free tuition? Now, I'm not saying it's bad, all right, because there's some people that, obviously we want you to go get educated, but I've learned in my life that self-education is way more valuable than any form of education. But my goodness, there must be a shift that's happened in the United States where people are saying, I'm moving to go and learn how to do my own thing. Maybe there have been more people that's moving to trade schools, learning a trade, going to be a plumber, a contractor, electrician, whatever, right? And they're saying, hey, I can just go do this for 6 months, a year, and I can get me a job and I can start making some money. Blue collar jobs, they don't need a 4-year degree. So I'm just wondering, what are they trying to offset? You know what I'm saying? Why they're doing something pseudo good, what are they also offsetting at the same time? Is it to keep us in this perpetual cycle of being dependent upon them to learn what we need to learn for ourselves?
Yeah, because they're holding you hostage. They're saying that you have to stay in the state a certain amount of time after you receive this education in order for it to still be free. I don't like that tone. That now that I've received this education, now you're telling me that I've got to stay in this state in order to work and live. So that caveat in and of itself is a red flag.
You know what I didn't hear either, Miss Elimination Coach? I didn't hear them say we're gonna guarantee jobs.
No, they're not gonna do that. No, not at all. graduating there, now you must stay in the state of New York, which is for me one of the most expensive places in the United States to live in. So coupled with how much it costs to live in New York, coupled with the police situation in the state of New York, it sounds good on the front end, but on the back end, I don't know. I don't know if I want to be held hostage for 3 to 4 years after I graduate, and you're telling me that I can't take an opportunity out of state. And if I do, now I'm going to be responsible for paying back this money. And at what rate are you going to make the loans? I mean, is there a interest rate that's going to be set in stone, or are you all just going to come up with some type of market rate if I decide to leave and have to pay back this money?
Hey, Lisa said it's a trial. Hey, you know what you just said, right? This is nothing but more. This is nothing more than a 3 year same day as cash. This is the same as cash trap. My goodness. I mean, I'm not. Again, for those that like formal education, I'm not coming against it. I'm just saying, hey, just look at the pros and the cons. I think you have to decide what it is that you're trying to do. I think it's important that you understand what type of degree you're trying to go after. I think it's important that you recognize what opportunities will be for in the future, right? So if you start something, then 3 years later, what you started is obsolete. You got a degree that you can't get a job at that you thought you was going, you know what I'm saying? So you got to really, I hope that parents make sure that they set their kids up for success, right? Just because it's free, if you're going to use it, make sure that you use it strategically. Like, you know what I'm saying? So don't go get an art, degree for free when you can just go to a little art institute or something like that. Man, use it. If you're going to use it, make sure you use it so that you come out on top. Don't come out and still be in debt, still be broke, can't find a job. We done seen this happen time and time again. So I'm just saying, I just see a lot of loopholes in this. I don't know if I want to just be tied to a state. I don't know if you got, oh man, I don't know. So we got some people saying Michigan has a free college tuition program. I wonder how that's working for them. I don't know if I'm a big believer in free. I just have a problem with free, man. It just makes people even more lazy. Say, well, hey, I don't got to work for this. I can just get it. Now I can see those who need free, but my God, I mean, what happened to good old work hard for what I want? That's kind of being taken out for. Think about this: your whole life, right? From kindergarten now all the way up through 24, you've been learning how to get stuff without having to pay for it. Think about the damage that's a conditioning. Oh, I can just go to school, not have to pay for it for 24 years of my life, or basically 18 years of my life. And so now you come out with this idea or this belief that you can get whatever you want for free. I think that's a big problem in a capitalist society where we're teaching people that you can get stuff for free without having to work for it. I think that's a problem. I don't know. That's just me. You guys share your thoughts. I'm just thinking here like, my goodness, what is this really? I always try to look, what is this really saying? I mean, everybody doesn't come out of the school with a silver spoon. So I don't know if we want our children, because now young men and women, right now adults at this point in time, and they haven't really learned the concept of paying for what you want, putting in the sweat equity. So I don't know. So Cookie said people don't pay for education in Canada. Yeah, but Canada is a whole different. They don't operate like we operate in the United States. Canada don't have to pay for healthcare either. So, but this is, people don't pay for this, right? But people do pay for it. It comes out of our taxes. so somebody pays for it. It's just not the people who's actually benefiting from it. So I don't know. It's a good conversation to have. I mean, I like to hear you guys' thoughts on free education. Now free healthcare, I'm all for that now. I mean, we need to stay healthy, but I just wonder what you guys think about it. It's an interesting thing to talk about. Myra, any other thoughts?
It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out And I would also want to see what percentage of students actually stay in the state. What percentage of students say, you know what, I'm going to stay in the state of New York because I got this free education, or what percentage is going to say, you know, I don't care that I have to pay this money back. And so are they anticipating? It makes me wonder if they are anticipating that some of those students are not going to stay in the state of New York. And so a lot of that cost is going to be recouped.
I think that's what they're banking on.
I don't see people, and I guess I'm speaking from my personality type. You're just not going to be able to tell me that I've got to stay in the state of New York for 2 to 4 years after this degree if I have an opportunity somewhere else. I mean, there are going to be hardship cases where people can leave if they have family issues or whatnot and not have to pay the money back. So the data is going to be interesting in a few years to see how this plays out.
Mimi said they pay 20% in tax, $20 for every $100 they make. Physical Glass said, I bet degrees don't transfer the jobs. Too much is changing too fast to take that chance. Too much is changing too fast to take that chance. So basically, I just talked about Hyperloop. We are just now finishing our conversation on free tuition just being rolled out in a free 2-year and 4-year in New York. So that's what's new. News that you can use in the news. We've done our market recap, let you know what's going on, what happened on Friday, and also information that you need to know heading to the market today. Miss Debt Elimination Coach, man, let people know a little bit about you, how they can follow you, how they can be a part of what you got going on.
Yes, Myra, the Debt Elimination Coach. I help people identify their spending habits. I give people strategies, and I offer tools that they can use to decrease their spending and pay off their debt, their revolving debt first and foremost. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. On Facebook, I am Myra, the Debt Elimination Coach Key. On Instagram, I am Debt Elimination 1-on-1. So you can go to my inbox, you can inbox me, and we can talk. I do offer free 30-minute consultations to talk to you about your family situation, money situation, goals. I also have to help you increase your credit score, a do-it-yourself credit kit with the letters that you would need to buy from your credit, because credit is king, and so we need to make sure that we also are getting our credit in order as well as decreasing our debt. So hit me up on Facebook, Myra Debt Elimination Coach Key. You can also find me on Instagram, 1-on-1.
All right, fantastic. Well, Ms. Myra, thanks so much for joining us today here on the Money and Power Talk Show. Of course, today's episode has been brought to you by Wealth is a Mindset. This is going to be a wonderful book for you guys to pick up. It's just $20 for the book by a Black author, Ms. Shina Key. She shares a collection of relatable and financial awareness topics along with tips and tricks to encourage you to think big when it comes to getting big results while building your empire. So if you want to get this book here, all you got to do is text the word wealth. Text the word wealth to 678-851-2400. That's 678-851-2400. And we'll get this book out to you ASAP. It's going to be $20 to get this book. And that's it, the deal, guys. You got to change the way that you think so you can actually change the results in your life. And then on Tuesday, guys, I want to make you aware we do have the Adult Vets class, How to Fix Broke. So if you're in a position that you are broke, you need to work with Ms. Myra to get that debt taken care of. But you also want to come to a class or in a setting that you can learn how to fix your own problems, finance your own freedom. You can do that by just clicking on the link to sign up and register. Here's the deal, guys. Here's what I found in the Black community. That many of us are interested in getting out of debt, but not too many of us are committed to getting out of debt. Now, here's what it looks like. Interest looks like, yeah, that's a good class. Yes, everybody else should take it, but then you stop putting it on your own self. But commitment says, you know what? I see something that might help me. Let me go ahead and register today. See, what normally happens is that we may even want to register. We say, I'll do it later on when I get home. And guess what happens? It never happens. And then you'd be like, oh, I missed the class. Can you do this and this? And you want everybody to make accommodations for your procrastination. Let me say that again. Too often we want people to make accommodations for our procrastination. And it's procrastination that continues to move you further and further from the wealthy place and into the place of poverty and debt. So if you want to change that, it's going to be you that's going to make a difference. It's got to be you that registers. It's got to be you that takes control of your financial life. We're providing the resources. We're providing the opportunity for you to do that. But it's got to be you that takes advantage of the opportunity. Well, guys, just want to thank you guys so much for being here today. This is the Money and Power Talk Show. We're here every day, 7 a.m., Monday through Friday, as we talk about what's going on in the market and providing pre-market info and news that you can use as you head into your day. Again, thank you so much, Myra, for tuning in with us today. And guys, I want you to remember this, that it takes a village, but it starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. Have a magnificent Monday.
Thanks you for joining the show. We gave a lot of great tips, but it's time to go. Take the knowledge we shared, hope you use it and grow. We will see you all there at the next episode of The New Black Wall Street. The new